Script fonts are very popular with the Cricut cutting machine, but they do require some preparation and cleanup work required when you're preparing your design. So if you are using a script font, what you want to do is open up your Design Space, sign into your account, and open up your project. Then you want to go to your text option, and this will drop in a text box for you to start typing. And so for instance, I'm going to do happy birthday. And when you have your text box selected, you're going to get your text menu options at the top, which includes font. It defaults to Cricut Sans font, which is free to use. Now, if you plan to use a sans or serif font, you normally do not have to worry about cleaning up your text. You can see here that for Cricut Sans, my happy birthday looks pretty normal. I really don't have to do anything to it. But if I want to change my font, I would click on the font option, and you do want to be careful because some of these fonts you have to pay for. So for instance, this font right here has a $4.99 price tag on it. So when you look through your font option for a script font, you want to make sure you're not picking one you have to pay for. So I usually recommend choosing the system option because this will narrow your font choices to all of the fonts that are installed on your computer, free to use, that you don't have to pay for. And then finding a script font to use. So for instance, I'm going to use Blush Script. And the second you switch to a script font, and it's any script font, you'll notice that you end up with this weird spacing between letters, which makes your text look unusual. So what you have to do with script fonts specifically is you have to ungroup them and move them together and weld them. Before you do any of this, you want to make sure that you've made any adjustments you need to your image. You want to make sure that you have the right font size and that there's no typos. The second we start to modify the spacing, you're not going to be able to make typos, adjustments or font adjustments or any of that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty certain that I want 72-point font. I don't have any spelling mistakes, and I definitely want to use the Blush Script font. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup my text. What this will do is right now all of my text is grouped in one text box. The second I ungroup, each letter is separate. So what you're going to do is you're going to take each letter and you're going to kind of squeeze your words together so they look like they're merged. This does take some time, as you can see. Once you moved all the letters so they're merged, so they look like a traditional script font, what you want to do is weld them. It's very important that you weld the text. So for instance, even if I group them back together, it will let me move the text together. But if I change the color so you can see a little bit better and I enlarge this, you can see that where the letters meet, there's a line in the way. So even if I group or attach, if there's a line there, so where the A meets the B, where the P meets the Y, where the B meets the I, all of where the letters meet, it's going to cut. So you're going to end up with individually cut letters, which is usually what you don't want with a script font. So once you've moved everything and grouped them, you want to weld, which is in the bottom menu. And you can never unweld, really. So you want to make sure everything is ready to go to do this. And once you weld, you'll notice that all of those lines that kind of separated the letters are gone. which means that now with our welded item, if we go to make it, it's going to be all one phrase, which is what we want. And that is how you weld script fonts. If you have any questions, you can call us at 630-279-8696 or email us at makery@elmlib.org. Thanks for joining.